Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Brandon with In the Zone Gaming. Alongside me,
And
I
this is
got my co-founder,
Justin.
and today we're going to be recording our first episode here. We're going to talk about all things Warzone's our plan, all competitive Warzone, meta, everything like that. So first, I'll introduce myself. Obviously, my name's Brandon. I've been playing Call of Duty here since Call of Duty 3. Got into competitive in Modern Warfare 2. Um, then stopped playing when jetpacks came around because I'm a boomer and I hate jetpacks. And then kind of got back into Call of Duty, back with the remastered, and go ahead, Justin. That's what I did.
Yeah, and then I'm Justin. I started playing Call of Duty in Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, and I actually met Brandon through um, gaming online on Modern Warfare 2. It's kind of like a funny story, but it's like a name that maybe Brandon will remember. Thomas Beatty.
Yeah, bro.
Uh,
Holy shit.
my brother is actually 2 years older than me, and I was playing games with his friends a lot, and I got into like trying really, really hard on Marfa too, and he was like, "Oh, you got to meet these guys. You know, his name's Brandon and Omar and Jacob, and they play like game battles and stuff." And that's how I met Brandon. I found out he lived in the same town as me and played competitive MLG variant from Marfa 2 all the way through. I stopped playing in Marfa 3, and then we've just been friends ever since then.
True. Dude, I forgot about Thomas Beatty. Holy
Dirt
crap.
Biker
That,
648.
yeah, him. What was Jacob Stoner with the 3-4, or what was it?
Oh yeah,
Or no, it's
Smaforcher.
Smith. Yeah,
Smasher,
Smasher
but
with
with
the
a
4.
four.
Yeah. And I don't remember what was Omar's. Omar, oh, was
Wasn't
it?
it
Oh,
OPZ?
no, it wasn't. Oh, no, maybe it was OPZ, like
I thought it was
OPZX or something
OPZ.
like that.
Yeah, man, that
Dude,
was good times.
Modern Warfare 2 is the greatest thing. Like, I don't think
Oh
I don't
man.
think Call of Duty for me will personally ever beat Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah, nothing like grinding GBs for 12 hours a day.
Bro, no sleep, Dr. Pepper and Doritos only. Like, there ain't nothing better than that.
Yeah, true, true, true.
All right, so let's get into. I mean, I guess most people will know us now as in the zone stats. Although we're trying to kind of transition more over to in the zone gaming. So basically, I kind of guess let's go into the backstory of how this all came about. Yeah.
Yeah,
All right. So I guess we'll start off. I mean, we've been started playing Warzone. We kind of basically reconnected when Warzone came out because like we didn't talk for what a couple years since remastered. When was remastered? Like 2 to 3 years ago.
yeah, that was a Infinite Warfare. Probably yeah, about 3 years ago. I
Yeah.
don't even
So
know. There's so many CODs.
that was the last time me and Justin like really talked. And then I downloaded Modern Warfare. I think you saw I was playing Modern Warfare. You messaged me.
Mhm.
And then like Warzone came out is when we actually started playing like together again. And I was absolute dog shit at the beginning. Yeah, I played like 2 times a week for maybe 2 hours max. Like, you know, obviously had a job, had a girlfriend, so I was like not playing at all. And then we kind of reconnected there. And then was it when Warzone came out? What, last March?
Yeah, it was like a little bit like I swear it was maybe like a month before like COVID happened. And it kind of just like I think that's why Warzone like and obviously like gaming just blew up because like everybody was just at home playing games like you couldn't go out and do anything.
Yeah. So we started there, and then back in when I mean we watched the Warzone tournaments, but we didn't have any clue what to do with stats. Like how this all stat thing came about was I was literally sitting down at my job, bored out of my mind, because what I do can get very boring and repetitive, and especially during slow times of the year when there's nothing to do. You just sit there, and I was watching streams all day. That's all I did was watch streams. And like I would see Nick Merckx and like all and Tim the Tab and all them like clown each other, like talking about their gulags. Oh, Gulag Gary always loses their gulag and stuff like that. So originally I came up with this idea for a gulag tracker for streamers. Nothing to do with competitive. It was for streamers. And then I was like, okay, this may be funny. And then I started watching more Warzone tournaments. And then I was like, I messaged Justin. And I was like, yo, like we talked about it briefly. Like, do you think this is a good idea? Like that's we talked about it. And then like a couple weeks went by and nothing else happened. And then I just made the spreadsheet. I was bored at work. I just said, you know what? And I'm gonna make this spreadsheet real quick. This tracker. I sent it over. I sent a picture to you. I didn't even send you the actual
Yeah.
file. I just sent you the picture. And you're like, yo, this actually Let's just do it. We're just like, let's do it. Let's see how this goes. I don't even remember what the first tournament we did was Vic Stars, right?
Yeah, yeah. You did it for you. The first one you did was for when Rated
In Nade
and Big
Shot,
Star,
not
or not. Yeah, not Rated and Nate Shot. Yeah, you're right.
yeah, because I remember
Made it to the final.
I've played with Nade Shot before. Like that's a funny story. Maybe I'll go into another time. But I have played like GBs with Nade Shot. I've always been a huge Nade Shot fan. Like that, what that dude has done with 100 Thieves is so sick. So like I was in his stream. I posted their stats. I think Rated had like a 15 KD or something.
Yeah, it was
And
something
like
crazy
I
like that.
remember seeing them like retweet it and they're like, "Oh crap!" And then like I think Merc that same week, Merc and Maven got like semis maybe.
Mhm.
I can't remember. I posted that. Merc retweeted it and I was like mind blown. And like I looked at the impressions like holy crap. And then next week we even expanded on it further and did more teams. That's when I think the first week I did it by myself. And then
Yeah.
I think the second week is when you came on and started doing it, right?
Yeah, and then we were. I mean, we didn't even think about it like long term. We were literally just like. I think the whole plan, if I
It was
remember correct,
like
behind
plan
it
was the
was like,
clout chase, low
yeah,
key.
literally just the clout chase. Like, do something for these guys, and maybe they'll recognize, like, give us a shout out or something. Like, and then we were getting like all these people to follow us, and we were just doing it on our separate Twitter accounts, and that's when we were like, yo, we should just make a one Twitter account and just post all this stuff under there, and then it could just be ran by us. And then like I don't know what, a week goes by, we're trying to figure out like a good name for it. Want to make sure it's got like a good brand, and then that's when we came up with In the Zone.
Yeah, well, I'll never forget. Yeah, that was what such a long time to come up with a name. And like in the zone, I think was actually one of the first names you pitched out,
Yeah,
and we're like, let's just keep going, let's keep going. And then it got to the point to where I think like a couple more tournaments went by, and we just kept posting on our personal Twitters, and like
yeah.
you had like no, like you had a Twitter account when we started this, but it had like no fit like
Oh yeah, I
followers.
had nothing.
It was literally
Yeah,
just like real life stuff, and you're like, I just created to follow Call of Duty stuff. And
yeah.
then like after a couple tournaments, he already grew to like 50 followers, and then we're like, yo, like let's just do in the zone because we couldn't think of
Mhm.
anything else. In the zone made the most sense, and then we're like, we started relating it to Warzone. We're like, okay, they're in a zone. My dog
Mhm.
is barking. If you can't hear that, yes, hello. Um, so then yeah, we just took it from there. In the zone, it was originally just going to be in the zone, but stats was like the only thing that was available, if I remember.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, oh man, if we could have got the In the Zone account, that would have been even better. But
Yeah. Go
sooner or
lay
later,
down,
sooner or later,
dog.
we'll figure it out. But
Yeah.
yeah, man, I mean, and then like we just kept posting these stats, and like it was crazy. Like our 13-year-old selves were kind of going crazy on the inside because we're like getting followed by these like Call of Duty pros, these big streamers who like like 10 years ago, I never would have thought like Aiden or Rated or like, well, obviously 10 years ago, I never would have thought Merc would be following me on a Twitter account that I'm a part of. Like Optic Merc, like holy man, like that was
Yeah,
crazy.
that was insane. Yes, Luna, hello. Sorry. I know. You just want to be
um,
loved.
yeah, so like, and we're trying to branch out into something more than just stats. Like Brandon was talking about, obviously everybody knows us by in the zone stats, but we we want to like personally, like I want to build a community, just where everybody can come and hang out with, and like the stats thing is one of the things we do, along with maybe putting on tournaments, just being like casual streamers, and interacting with like everybody, and just building a community where like everybody can come and have fun, and just maybe nerd out over like the stuff that we do, and like we can all nerd out together.
Yep. Yeah, first plan I think for us for that is obviously we have our Twitch. I want to open up a Discord to you guys. Some plans for that, have some more fun, talk about stats or even, the not necessarily popular like streamers, lower. I'm not gonna say like lower end Warzone players because I mean they're still good Warzone players. They just don't have that viewership or that following. Like
Yeah.
maybe bring a bigger spotlight to those people because I don't feel like they get a big spotlight. Everything's kind of the viewership's kind of concentrated to like a select few, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh yeah.
Like the subs and all that, like so that kind of sucks. So obviously want to do that, grow. I don't know, like really like Justin says, build a community. Like we want to start posting like more of like our followers stuff. Like, so if any of you guys have any like plays or stuff and like you think it's sick, like send it to us. Like, I want to check it out. I want to see what everyone's like crazy plays are. Because right now you just see big streamers tweeting those out. You don't see those like little, the smaller guys like really tweeting that out, getting those impressions and getting their name out there. Because like you said, at the end of the day, it's all about the potential for I don't know, whether if it's sponsorship or ownership of a organization, like that can pick that smaller streamer up and bring them to the next level. So we
Yeah,
really want
that's
to
where it's
try
all
to
at.
grow our community, grow the Warzone community, mostly like competitive. I want to really like we're still such at the early stages of like competitive Warzone. Obviously, if
Yeah.
there's no anti-cheat, like I don't know if competitive Warzone is gonna go anywhere. But
Yeah, the only way Um, the only way I think that it could ever go anywhere, which is like a great transition for what we are going to talk to, is if without an anti-cheat is a private match. So, but as we know so far, um, private matches are maybe not the best format and most fun format to play.
not the
Um,
best for viewership. I feel like there's tons more customization that needs to be done there.
yeah, specifically talking about Twitch rivals, like you have you have all these big people playing in this tournament, and pretty much everybody went into it knowing that with an open qualifier, there might have been a little bit of I don't know, some nonsense going on in the background. Maybe things are slipping by people, but you don't want that. Like if you're trying to take something very serious and be like, it's a $250,000 tournament. Um, I don't feel like things like that can happen. So the only way that we've been thinking about doing private matches and making them work is like Brandon's saying with a ton of customization. I don't know if you want to dive into that a little bit.
Yeah, we can. I was actually watching TP, Merc, Maven, and Crowder's podcast. So I was at work, and they actually kind of touched upon this customization
Mm,
stuff. Like TP went into it. Um, like he was thinking, his idea was actually I didn't. I always thought about maybe speeding up zones, to where you can't be sitting in that one, building for five. Well, let's be real. Warzone games last 25 to 30 minutes. So if you pick a spot where you think the zone is going to end, you're going to be picking a building and you're going to be sitting in that building for 25 minutes. Nobody wants to watch that. It's
yeah,
the least entertaining. It's not true strategy. It's let me camp. Like there's no real strategy. The strategy is like what fight do I want to pick? What way do I want to rotate? Do we try to push these people over here and rotate to the right? Do we try to rotate to the left? Stuff like that. Like talking fights through with your team or rotations too. If you're all just sitting up on a building with a fucking sniper overlooking hills, waiting for people to catch people out in the zone or wherever, like that's not strategy. It's boring. It's not entertaining. I want to see real gunfights. Like you want to see gunfights like you see in the CDO. And if
yeah,
you're not going to see that with 25-minute games, so you either got to have one is faster zones, or the way TP brought it up was, did you ever play the limited playlist mini royale? We played that
oh
together,
yeah,
didn't we?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
He thought about maybe instead of having a 150 player base game, you put it down into that mini royale, whatever. It's like 70 players, isn't it? Mini
Yeah, I think
royale.
it was half.
Yeah. You put it down into 70 players, multiple heats, and you put them in mini royale where it's a faster game mode, not as big of a space as a map, and you have to kind of focus on your fight.
Yeah, I think I think that's a great idea. That's pretty much like um, I mean, the only real VR that's blown up competitive. I don't know. To me, I mean maybe PUBG and like other games like that have a bigger viewership than I think competitively, but obviously Fortnite is like the daddy of like of all these BRs so far. They're like the father of BRs and like doing it competitive and it being successful. I mean, they've had their run of like cheaters and like online tournaments or whatever, but um usually it gets shut down like pretty quick. But you brought up a good point of like not being able to camp in a building for a lot of time. I know there was a thing in competitive Fortnite where you would take damage at a certain point in the game until you started dealing damage to a player. So it would kind of so like it would
Mm,
it would force people to not camp, and if you had no damage on a player, like you're just sitting in one spot, they want you to be more active and to get out and like deal damage to a player. It was there was literally a thing like that. It would tick 25 damage and it would keep ticking until you got over the average damage threshold that everybody else was in the lobby.
I
So there
don't
was like
know.
an average. No, I'm just
Mm,
saying I'm not saying that should be implemented in Warzone. Like maybe there's a different way to implement something like that
I mean,
to
maybe you just
prevent
can't be in one
camping.
spot for like over a minute. I don't know.
Yeah,
Like,
but like that's the thing. Like, how would you do that? Like,
yeah,
it's hard to do that with like a more realistic game like Warzone. Like, obviously, Fortnite's a cartoon game. Like, so having the storm come down and like tank you with damage, like it was kind of silly. Like, but it made sense and it made the gameplay a bit more fun, and it didn't reward people for being able to just find a spot on the map and post up because, like you're saying, it's not entertaining to watch. So
yeah,
that's just kind of thought in my that came into my head when you said that because I used to watch a lot of competitive Fortnite, man, and it was fun to watch. But like obviously Warzone and Fortnite are so different with you know you can rotate in a zone and a moving zone in Fortnite because you can build around you, but in Call of Duty, like if you're in a moving zone in the middle of farmland or whatever, for example, like if somebody's in a house and you're running, you're getting beamed. Especially if we're talking about like a pro player's in a window mounted, you're
oh
dead.
yeah, yeah.
There's just no
Especially if they,
way.
I mean, if they have their loadout, you're dead instantly. Like,
Yeah, for sure.
if you're, that's another thing I kind of want to bring up too is like loadouts and customs. I'm not really sure how that works. Like, is
No, it's a good
pretty
point.
tricky. Like,
I didn't think about that.
they were talking about that on there too, of like how, because I mean, if someone's posted, like you said, someone's posted up, they have their loadout, and you're running, you're dead. Like,
Oh yeah,
there's- especially if it's, I mean, we're talking customs here, so we're talking the best, the best players out of the best. Like, they're
yeah,
not missing. So it's just like, someone brought up like ground floor loot, and I was just kind of like, I mean, it's interesting. I think it would bring more interest maybe to customs. I don't know
yeah.
though, cause like what were one of the things that they were talking about was where people they noticed people in Twitch Rivals they were trying to pick out where they were landing right off the rip. Like they were picking out, okay, where do I think the circle's gonna close, and I'm gonna land there.
Oh yeah, that was the
And
best
instead
strat
of
for
like
that tournament.
landing and trying to loot up like you normally would in Warzone, that's
Mhm.
what they were trying to
Mhm.
do. So I mean, it's kind of interesting. And then obviously we can talk about the bugs with customs, the
Oh yeah,
double time it takes to revive someone.
yep.
Someone said it was
That's the
like
one that
30
popped in my head.
seconds or something.
Yeah.
Like we can talk about that. Obviously customization, we can even go further into removing certain contracts. Obviously recons. No one wants someone to just
Yeah.
recon up to the very end.
Yeah. I mean, that's probably the one thing off the top of my head is like removing recons. Um, I don't even know about any other. Like I think that fire sale and I think maybe fire sale should be the only available thing. Um, what are they called? Not the
Jailbreaks.
supply drops and not the jailbreaks.
Oh.
Oh my god, that was the worst thing that happened in Twitch Rivals, because like you're saying, everybody's dropping and everybody's camping. You got 90 people left in the closing of the third circle, and then boom, jailbreak. It's a
Yeah.
custom game. Like nobody left. You're not gonna leave, so
Yeah.
everybody's gonna come back. So
I remember that. Like we literally the first game we watched, I think it was down to what, like 90, 70 or 90 players or somewhere around there.
yeah,
And literally jailbreak, 100 and whatever. I think it was like 147 or something like that came back, and I
yeah,
was just like, huh? Because
yeah.
obviously
So
they have the issue too where people weren't even getting in the games with their full team. People,
oh
what was
yeah,
it, game 4, game 5? You told me, dude, look how many people are timing out.
yeah. There was multiple.
It was just insane. And then obviously the amount of time it takes to like load up a game.
Mhm.
Like, there's just so much downtime with customs right now that I don't think there's any way for them to work. And I guess we could segue here into us talking about I know what my favorite format is. What's your favorite tournament? I'm pretty sure both our formats
Oh,
are going to be the same.
Yeah, 2v2 kill race.
It's just the
It's
most entertaining. It makes the most
mhm.
sense.
Yeah, it's the most fair. It's the least RNG based game mode, I believe, in like a very RNG based game. Especially with like what we're talking about, like classes and setups and everything, and the fact that there's no anti-cheat. Um, if you're in the same game, at least you're both running into a lobby with a hacker. These kill races, it's pretty much any decent player could win the tournament if they get really good lobbies. I mean,
Yeah.
we've experienced that where like we've dropped 20 something kills in multiple games, and I mean we're nowhere near being like as
Yeah.
good as these guys, but if that happened in a tournament, like if we average, in three of us, if we average 60 kills with a win every single game, we're definitely placing top 3. And there's
Yeah.
no reason we should be placing top 3.
No,
So,
we're not that
I mean,
good.
yeah, I think the 2v2 format is definitely the best just for the fact that everybody's in the same lobby.
Well, and someone, I'm not gonna like try to name names, but if someone's manipulating their SPMM, then I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
it doesn't matter if it's 2v2 because you, like you said, you're all in the same lobby. Whereas in a
Mhm.
trios kill race or quads kill race, I mean,
Yeah,
if
a
they
lot of
manipulate it,
foolery.
you've seen it. You've seen people talk about it. They're like, I thought I was playing good, and here I go look at the scoreboard. I'm down 200 freaking points because this
Yeah.
person over here is getting bronze one lobbies or bronze five, whatever that lowest rank is, every freaking game. And by the end of first circle, there's still 120 plus people in their game. Where let's be real, in games nowadays, you're lucky if you have like 90 people by end of first circle closing.
It's really funny because I was listening to one of Optics podcasts, and they were talking about the Scump was specifically talking about the 2v2 format, and he was saying that he doesn't like playing in the Warzone tournaments anymore because he said like, we'd be playing against, whoever, think of your top two Warzone players or whoever at the moment, him and whoever would be playing against those guys, and they're thinking like, your thought is, oh man, this lobby's gonna be sweaty. Let's play a little bit safer. Let's like pick our right fights. And like Brandon said, you look at the scoreboard, and even in a 2v2 format, like he's saying this is happening. Um, you're looking at the scoreboard and you're like, these guys got 50 kills, like, and we only have 20. Like, what is going on? What kind of like what are we playing? Like,
Yeah,
the KD cap of your team is like, a 15 or a 16, and like you're going against people who are just not good. So there's definitely like it can happen in those too, but yeah, I mean I still think that 2v2 format is the best. Any pro, like any player who plays Warzone a lot in these tournaments, they all say the same thing.
yeah. They
They all
all
say
go
2v2.
2v2 customs and then bot races. They don't even call them kill races anymore. They literally say bot races.
Yeah. Those have slowly taken their backseat, and they were fun at first, but yeah, with everything that's going on, it's hard to like play in it and be honest.
Yeah,
But yeah, I guess what talking about talking about customs, like is there anything else, like you brought up a good point with the loadout classes. Like what do you think would, because I think that makes Warzone, and that's why I think it makes it like potentially one of the best BRs, is because you can get your own loadout. But do you think that there's like something that should be implemented where kind of like the CDL where things like aren't allowed? Because like in the custom and Twitch Rivals, people were just using everything. They
yeah,
were
they
using
were.
whatever.
Um, I mean, I
Claymores,
kind of
Bounty
agree
Betty.
with like Liam how he says, like heartbeats. I think heartbeats are pretty cheesy. I think those can go
Yeah.
out.
Mm-hmm.
But then yeah, I think you'd also have everyone kind of start running like stock instead of ghosts because no one's really buying UAVs that much. They're all trying to get self revives and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, you definitely would see a change in the perk classes.
Yeah. And did you see who said they're not playing tournaments anymore?
No.
Symphony said he's done playing Warzone tournaments. I saw
Really?
that. Yeah, I saw that on Esports Talk the other day. He's doing the same thing as Nick Merckx. He says I'm just done.
Hmm. That's interesting. Yeah. I wonder. Man, God, I would love to know. Like, obviously we have an idea of why that is, but like, I just would love to know what these guys know, because like they obviously know something that like most of the community does not know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, oh, because we're kind of just, there's been the confirmed cases, but mostly we're speculating.
Yeah. We can go. I mean, we can go into that. I mean, did you see the people have been caught hacking, and when they come back, their viewership numbers?
Oh yeah, like, oh yeah, I don't understand that. Like, seems like the world is backwards right now.
I mean,
Like,
it's not. It doesn't seem it is. Like,
yeah,
you can go from 100 viewers, and then someone calls you out on hacking. You get caught. You take a couple days break, and then you come back and you're saying over a thousand viewers, 900 viewers, something like that. Like, it's just it. I mean, there's people out there like, oh, Stu. Like, Stu is a nasty player.
yeah,
And I mean, people know he doesn't hack. People will say he's played with questionable, people, but
yeah,
like the dude's nasty. And I'll look in our follow list on Twitch, like when people are live, and this man's got like 15 viewers. I'm like, what?
yeah. Yeah, the people who are, I mean, yeah, and like what we're saying is that like, especially these people who have been caught as of lately, and they've admitted to it, or maybe not admitted to it, but it's been very suspicious, and their gameplay is changing very much. So yeah, and then the people who are being accused of it and actually aren't cheating are not getting the viewership that they possibly deserve. Like, yeah, I definitely agree. Stu's a great example. Like, the whole how many times has the Hawaiian server been disproved, and people are still out there being like, oh, it's Hawaii servers, oh, it's Hawaii servers. There's these websites who are like, oh, he can't host because there's something up with his lobbies. Like,
So it's the narrative. If it doesn't fit their narrative, they don't want to hear it. That's what it
yeah,
is. Like, I mean, just think about. I mean, I know you don't really go through like TikTok, but literally when that SBMM Warzone website came out, I could scroll through my TikTok, and every big name creator you can think of, people were accusing of using, manipulating their SBMM to get bronze lobbies.
dude, there's a guy. That's a good point. I've seen this guy on TikTok. I don't know his name. I wish I did, because he's literally getting like 5,000 likes on every TikTok he posts, because people are like, "Oh, look at this person's lobby," and he's like accusing uh, Nick Merckx of cheating. He's accusing Tim the Tatman of cheating. He's accusing like all these people, and he's going through all their lobbies, and it's all diamond lobbies. Like, most of the lobbies are all diamond, and he's like, "Oh, there's a bronze one right here. This is suspicious. This is suspicious." No, dumbass, that's luck. Like, you guys, like, whoever has been playing Call of Duty for a long time, like, the pros literally, I don't remember who brought this up, but SBN, like, skill based matchmaking has been in Call of Duty forever. But
I want to say
the
ever,
other,
but
I mean, it's been in Call of Duty like as long as like as I've known.
it
It's just, I
wasn't
feel like,
in Modern Warfare 2 or anything, or Black Ops 1. So I want to say I think it started maybe Black Ops 2.
oh, okay. See, that's interesting. I thought that it was always in there, but the engagement-based matchmaking was the thing that added on that brought it to
Oh well, I
like a
mean,
whole new level.
if that's true, bring me back skill-based matchmaking because I was running people up in Modern Warfare 2 Black
Yeah,
Ops 1, bro.
but like when you think about it, right? Like, we'd be playing and you'd be playing for hours, and like you'd be getting, like, we were above average players. So like you get a full lobby of above average players, like you're always gonna do pretty good. But we would get that like one lobby where we'd play against other people who were like really sweaty, and then the next lobby would be maybe they wouldn't be good, and then like it was all just luck of the draw. Like, it's all based off where you live,
What
all based
time
off
you
like,
play?
yeah, the
Like,
time you
yeah.
play, like all that, and like people don't take that into account. And these people who like, I feel bad for these big streamers who have to deal with this like every day. Like, obviously, like, they know it's not true, and they are used to dealing with trolls or whatever. But like, the fact that people just want to say something but don't understand the full like reasoning behind it is, I don't know, it's mind blowing to me how
Mm,
everybody thinks today.
yeah. I mean, it's gonna bring. Oh, I think so. I think maybe someone said like TP isn't gonna put his stats on public. He's keeping them private because he
Oh,
doesn't
okay.
want to deal with that whole narrative of you're cheating, you're cheating, you're cheating. Or no,
Yeah.
no, my bad. I have it wrong. It's Symphony. I think somebody said Is it
Mm,
gonna just because it's just so annoying? I mean, he already deals with the cheating stuff because obviously he plays into that aspect by just he
yeah,
flicks his arm real quick, so
he
he
baited
plays
the
into
hell
it.
out of
Oh
people. That
yeah,
was
he
great.
baits him so bad.
I love
Like
it.
it's just crazy. I mean, it sucks to see him not compete anymore because like he's obviously one of the better PC players alongside Huskers. Like
Yeah,
or I shouldn't say PC. It's just like keyboard and mouse. My bad.
yeah.
But like it just sucks. I mean, I'm sure people like I'm sure there's still organizations that are looking to pick him Symphony. But I don't
Hmm.
know if he wants to do that because obviously he pulls in the viewership by himself. Like
Oh yeah,
so I don't know if he needs that. Obviously people are gonna say 100 Thieves Symphony because he lived at the 100 Thieves house. His girlfriend Brooke is a part of 100 Thieves.
yeah.
So I mean, who knows? But I guess we can segue into I mean, we can talk about who do you think your top Warzone player is. This is gonna be a controversial topic, probably because everyone has their
Oh
favorites.
God. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I don't know. It's hard for me to break down because like we have this topic like
Do we
pretty much
go?
every single time we stream. Like people come into our chat and are like, "Who are your guys' top Warzone
Yeah.
players? Like, who's your top five or whatever?"
I mean, you
But
could break it down by like format. Like, who do you think the best 2v2 players are? I mean, we can't really like choose custom players because we've only watched one custom tournament. Like,
yeah,
so
I
yeah,
guess the best way like I like to break it down is let me see. If I had to pick a best player right now, it's overall doesn't matter the format, like just based off like gameplay, gun skill, awareness, like understanding the game. I think that like Aiden is probably the best right now, in my opinion. But I've always said this, and I think we both have said this that I think Rated is probably the best 2v2 player, and anybody who plays with Rated in a tournament is always going to do well because I think he makes everybody around him a better player
yeah.
because he understands the game like really well. He's even said to Aiden like, "Just be my duo. Like, I'll pick you up and I'll win the helis. I'll pick you up and I'll drop you on people. I'll make you the best Warzone player ever."
That's actually like facts. Like, you don't. I mean, yeah, you see people go for helis and stuff like that, but like, I was actually watching their stream the other day. They were betting 10 gifted subs on who's gonna get to the heli first.
Yeah,
That's how confident Rated is in beating anybody to the helis.
yeah, and he never loses.
He did lose to Aiden yesterday. That one was pretty funny.
Dude, I wanted to do a stat one day, like when I have a free time when they're playing wagers, I wanted to just watch him and literally post it on Twitter and just add him and be like, um, record or like beat to the heli record or like chase to the heli, and it would be like rated versus like everybody else, and it was like how many times he won, just because I
Alright,
thought that would be funny because I've seen them make a lot of jokes about the the heli and everything.
alright, give me your last three. Let's go.
Oh, okay.
You had
So
Aiden
yeah,
Rated.
so Aiden rated is number one and two. Um, probably I probably would have to pick. Um, and this is solely based off like right now. If this was a month ago, I'd probably maybe three to five would change. But like right now is probably Tommy, and then Almond, and then probably.
There's
Mm,
there's no way you're leaving this person out, right? I'm
and
not
then
gonna say the
I'd
name,
probably
but
say Juki's is number five right now,
wow, you left
just
out
because I feel like
Z
he's
and Huskers.
starting to find form. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty much just solely basing it off like lately, and Z hasn't played in a tournament since the
He's been playing in those duo tournaments, but he hasn't been
yeah,
doing
and
too
like
hot.
he hasn't been doing very hot. So
Uh,
like I don't know if it's just like he hasn't been playing with Aiden because like we remember when Aiden and Z-Laner won three Husker Howls in a row, you know, and everybody
yeah.
was like, oh, Aiden and Z the duo, Aiden and Z the duo, and we were loving it because everybody was eating it up on Twitter.
Oh,
We love
bro,
that.
our impressions during December during those tournaments were off the charts. For every freaking tweet we had, if it was a Z-Laner tweet, it's hitting over 100 favorites. It's hitting over 100K impressions, easy. Like
Yeah, the Z
everyone was
fam is
eating that.
crazy.
Oh yeah, Z-Fam and then the UK people, bro. They show
Oh yep.
love to their favorites. Like
Yeah.
just shout out to them. Like Liam's tweets are always hitting numbers too.
That guy's different, man. Like I think that he was like he's even said it himself. Like he was struggling a little bit with the DMR meta just because he hated the gun so much.
Not only that, but
Um,
he has to deal with stream snipers a lot more than
oh
any other
yeah,
streamer. I feel like I don't know. It's just I don't every. I mean, even the last tournament he played in, I think they either
oh
had to
yeah,
replay a game or something because stream snipers.
yeah. He literally has said like, I'm looking for an NA partner, and I'll literally just play on NA host the whole time because the stream snipers on EU are so bad.
Well, and then by the time most tournaments start, it's late lobbies in EU, and we all know
Mm-hmm.
how late midnight lobbies go. It's nothing but sweats, because that's the only people that are up at the hour. Is going to be those
Seaman
sweaty,
demons.
yeah, exactly, yeah, semen demons. That's what I need to start calling them. All right, I'll go with mine. So I would probably go Aiden number one. I'd probably do same 1-2 as you right now, because I mean, Aiden and Rated just went what back to back,
Oh yeah.
and then they just lost that one. I thought for sure they'd
Mm-hmm.
go 3 times in a row, but yeah, they went back to back in the duo quads.
But they lost to the people who won the tournament, so
Who'd
that's
they
always a
lose?
good thing.
It was
They lost to
Alman
Alman and Noobs.
and yeah, Eddie.
Yeah,
I
and they
can't
ended
I
up
can't
winning.
say that other word first anymore because he beat rated, so it's just Eddie now. Sorry. um. Oh, I d- I get you said Alman 3, huh?
I said Tommy 3.
You said Tommy 3. Okay, never mind. Who'd you say 4 and
I
5?
said Aiden, Rated, Tommy, Almond, and Jukies.
Okay. I would probably. I get what you're saying with the Z. I still gotta put Z in there, so I think I'll do
Oh yeah.
Z number 3, and then Tommy. Yeah, Tommy probably 4. I feel like I'm missing someone.
I don't know.
Hmm.
That's the problem with like there's so many good Warzone players out there, and like every single like this top five could change in 2 weeks. A new gun can be discovered as the meta, and like somebody who's just like in that 6 to 10 range can just start popping off and winning every tournament. Like
I think
noobs
I'm
could be in
gonna
my
have
top
to
five.
go. I think I might have to go Eddie.
Oh
Eddie's
yeah,
been. I mean, he won. He was on the. What was it? Subliners or Toronto? Subliners,
Toronto
right? Where
tourney.
he won. No, Subliners. He won 100K with Teep and Doug, right?
Oh yeah, that was the no, that was the Toronto tourney, I believe, because he played with Tifu.
Yeah, I thought that was.
Oh wait, no, did he get drafted? Was it
It was in the
that's the
draft
draft tourney,
because
right?
remember they made
Yeah,
Tifu's team and they're like, there's no way there
that's
should be a
right.
team.
Yeah, it was Doug, Noobs, and Tifu because Tifu had 19th pick, and I think Bobble picked Noobs, and then oh my God, I'm drawing a blank on his name. The caster, I'm drawing a blank on his name, but he picked Tifu.
Puckett? I
Yeah,
think it was
Puckett.
Puckett.
Gosh,
Yeah.
yeah, Puckett picked Tifu after Bobble picked Noobs, or vice versa. I'm not sure which one, but yeah, that team was crazy. And then they qualify for day two, and Tifu can't play, and he gets replaced with TP, like literally one of the best Warzone players. That was an
That was a
interesting.
there's a fair team.
Yeah, for not for everybody else. But yeah, like I was gonna say is that the top five is just so hard to pick because like there's so many people who like I don't feel like should be left out from top five, but like if I just had to pick five people right away, like those would be my five right now. That
Yeah.
can change in a week, that can change in 2 weeks, it could change like I said, it could have been completely different. Like I would have put Z in my top, probably I would have put Z probably number three like a month ago, but he just hasn't been performing in the tournaments and playing in as many as he was when all these big tournaments were popping off, and that's probably just due to like the prize pool and everything, and like he pulls a number just playing pubs with
Saucy
other streamers and
boys.
stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah, and the saucy boys.
Him and Dr. D, Dr. Disrespect.
Yeah, shit. Screw playing a tournament, bro. I'll average 10, 15,000 viewers playing with Doctor Disrespect. Like,
It's true.
come on, man.
Good stats, good stats. All right, so let's talk about. I mean, I get it's hard to talk about the tournament tomorrow because we don't have full teams, unfortunately.
Oh yeah.
I mean, obviously Aiden and Raid playing together, so I'm gonna take a chance and say you think they're gonna take it. You think they'll
I
take
mean, that'd be my favorite to win it. I mean, the other teams we have are
Husk and Joe? They've won before, I'm pretty sure, in duos.
yeah,
I can.
yeah, they've won duo tournaments before. Uh, so it's I mean Swag and Booyah are a good pick. That's the one other team that's been announced. Dirty and Metaphor got announced. Unrational and Finesse are playing together. Tommy and Almond.
I mean, Unrational Finesse. I mean, granted, it was a different format. They did win Twitch Rivals, so
Yeah, a lot of like momentum going into this tourney, winning that. It's
yeah.
hard to pick against Tommy and Almond though too. Like they're kind of like Aiden and Rated. Like every time they play together, they perform. They're always like up top there, so it's gonna be a good one for sure.
You think any of the UK people got into it?
I don't know, man. Like I just wish we had the list.
Because I mean, these are the same people that did TP Trials, and wasn't TP Trials NA only, or no?
Oh,
I
that
may
I'm
be
not too
wrong.
sure. That I am not too sure.
Hmm.
Man, those are some good tournaments too.
I wish we started this up way earlier
Oh, I know.
in
Oh
the
my
zone
gosh.
because I mean, we missed the very first Toronto K, the 100K, the Ultra tournament. We missed TP Trials. We
Well,
caught the end. I think we missed the first 2 week of Vixar, and we caught the end of Vixar tournament. We didn't
mhm.
get any of Nick Work's tournaments, like
Oh my God, the
what was
MFAM gauntlets
Infant,
would have
yeah,
been
Infam
crazy.
Gauntlets.
Dude, the MFAM popped. Remember when we posted when Biffle and Evan won the Huskers Howl? Dude, the amount of like literally every single person that liked our tweet like in the first 3 minutes was MFAM, 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 MFAM.
Oh
Like
yeah,
it was
that
crazy.
was insane.
We were just sitting there like that was like back when we only had like a couple hundred followers and we were sitting there like, dude, did we just get 50 followers? Like what is
I
happening?
remember that, bro. I looked at my phone
Yeah.
and I was like, wait, we just jumped up how many followers? How many likes did we just get? Like it was
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, it was nuts. Well, apparently, I was just looking at Twitter, and apparently, FaZe Blue tweeted out $25,000 tournament tomorrow, so I got to get cracked at Warzone.
I
So
wonder who he's playing
he's
with.
playing with somebody. Boom
Yeah.
TV hasn't announced it yet, but he just spoiled it. So
You think they would announce like the entire roster before?
yeah,
Like
it's kind of
the entire day before, not the day of.
yeah. I know you kind of want to like. I would feel like that would be the best bet to get people like excited and being like, oh, I gotta plan out some time because I want to watch my favorite streamer play in this tournament tomorrow.
Yeah.
Instead of just being a live notification like, hey guys, I'm playing in a $25,000 tournament.
Yep.
But
All right. Well,
yeah, I mean,
I
something we'll do.
think we'll wrap it up here. I mean, we did 42 minutes. Very first in the zone podcast ever, so it was pretty good. Not gonna
Yeah,
lie,
covered
I
a lot
was
of stuff.
super nervous going into this because I've never done anything like this before. But I mean, it was a good time.
Yeah, it was
Think
fun.
we're gonna. What do you think? Do you think we should try to do this weekly? Do you think we should try to do it bi-weekly? Because I mean, with us, I mean, we're basically like more competitive Warzone, and I don't feel like there's a lot
Yeah.
of tournaments right now, so I'm not sure. I mean, maybe we could
Yeah,
leave it up to the listeners and slash viewers and see what they want, but
yeah, I mean, I think we'll probably maybe have some spontaneous ones just due to like tournaments and if there's controversy going on in Warzone or some exciting things happening. But yeah, maybe leaving it up to the viewers and everything. Let us know what you guys think in the comments once we post it on YouTube. If you guys think we should do this once a week, if you guys want to hear more of what Brandon and I think about Warzone, like the ins and outs and everything, just let us know.
yep. All right, so we're gonna end it here, guys. If you are watching on YouTube, make sure to hit that subscribe button, please. And if you are listening on Anchor, Spotify, any of those listening programs, please go ahead and follow that podcast. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Have a good one.